YouTube family, we're going to talk about Cam Ward today. Cameron Ward, the Tennessee Titans quarterback. It hasn't been a fair play. We know what the media threw upon us and tried to placate Shedeur and Cam. They tried to use them. Remember when they said going into the draft, there was plenty of debate as whether he deserved to be the number one overall pick, or even first quarterback chosen. But in the last few weeks before the draft, he emerged as the consensus best prospect in the class of 2025. Now, I love Cam Ward. I told you guys he's not the best in the class of 2025. We're going to use clips and videos, but the guy is already clamoring down, making excuses.
I meet with him every day.
And your relationship interaction with him since you got here, even maybe dating back to your pro day in Miami?
Well, it's been good. He's one of the first ones who hit me up.
Cam, you had talked about wanting stability here with this team. The fact that it's Bo and you have worked with him so much.
Oh, I'm about to make you guys know who is Bo and who is he talking about. As you guys see, his coach never trusted him. His coach didn't believe in him, and he didn't believe in his coach. But Cam always says the best things to fit people and cater to people because he feels pressured being this young quarterback who's melanated. He has to acquiesce towards this segment of the community. So we're going to get started talking about a whole lot of things that y'all know we're always on. We're talking about NFL scandals being exposed, sport corruption news. We're talking about how quarterbacks earn more money, investigation into team ownerships. These are the things that we usually talk about here, high profile political donations. But what we normally bring up about is we were right about said so issues. But this one here, I got to call it out. I know it's Cameron Ward, but I'm about to use receipts. I'm about to expose what's going on with the Tennessee Titans and Cameron Ward. And yes, they messed up by not drafting Shedeur Sanders.
I've been broke so many times, I don't want to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve.
See, YouTube family, speaking about Cameron Ward, we have to be honest about who he is as far as the situation that details. Cameron is really going to be feeling it as he is right now. He's getting to see how everybody will flip and turn on you the same way they did to Shedeur Sanders. It's no different. Now, with Cam Ward, his style of play never fit the scheme of most teams in the NFL. You need a particular quarterback guru / coordinator / head coach / front office / organization. I don't want to hear about the offensive line being horrible because they've been horrible in Tennessee for over a decade. This is why you should have drafted a quarterback who could have acquiesced, get acclimated, and adapt to that type of strenuous environment, such as an NFL team with no offensive line. If you don't believe me, go ask Miami Dolphins, because it's not really the offensive line all the time. We have to come into terms and say who fault it was. Tua Tagovailoa. So at the end of the day, Cam and Coach Bill Callahan already blaming each other. Bless one, what are you talking about? They are blaming each other for the ineptitude that's been going on over there. See, they got a new play caller, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Bo Hardegree. I guess he loves Cam. Cam loves him. But after 3 games, he's allowed to call the plays now. But Bill Callahan, the head coach of the team, he was supposed to call plays. Everything was going good. We were told everything was great. Everything was going to be all right. If you don't know who's Bo Hardegree, he's in his 2nd season with the Titans and his 12th season coaching in the NFL. He was hired by Bill Callahan and the Tennessee Titans in 2024 after spending 2 seasons with the Las Vegas Raiders, a Tennessee native and University of Tennessee product. Sound like more privilege, but I'm not going to get into that. Sound like more privilege, ladies and gentlemen. He's a Tennessee family type of eccentric, but we know in the NFL, we don't care if you're locally from that area. are you actually a good coach? Is Brian Callahan a good coach? I think what Brian Callahan is doing is washing his hands so you can blame Bo Hardegree for the failure of Cam Ward in Tennessee Titans, so he can get dished away and say it's not my fault, even though it is Brian Callahan's fault and Cam Ward. We're not going to absolve none of these guys from accountability, because if this was Shedeur Sanders, would you guys be blaming his offensive line only? Because he had an atrocious offensive line at Colorado, and you still blame Shedeur. You still called Shedeur trash. We seen the game where Kevin Stefanski hijacked Cameron Ward and sabotaged him with the cab drivers and Uber drivers offensive line, which 98% of them got cut. You didn't blame them. You blamed Shedeur Sanders. Why are we nitpicking and using this media puppet Cam Ward, who was only used to attack, belittle, and embarrass and humiliate the Sanders family and Shedeur Sanders, and to stop any rise of a melanated brother who dared to go against the grain? Cam Ward is like every other guy who's ready to cow and bow down. Not saying he's a step in fetching, but he is in fear of that conglomerate. Every talking point he uses is an excuse, and you guys give it to him. Remember when Cam Ward said he believed in his players?
Yeah, we just gotta always have that mindset that we can be the best offense in the NFL. And then it really just comes with just us caring about each other on the field, off the field, and I think a lot of that stuff will translate to the game.
What are the tangible things you've seen that give you that confidence that you can be a top 10 offense?
Just the playmakers that I have in the backfield with me, the running back core, then especially in the receiving core. I think I also have a top 5 receiver core in the NFL, including the young guys who are able to make plays. It's really all about just us or myself putting the ball in their frame of work, letting them make a play, and then it's also.
So I'm going to go more into receipts and show you how the coach already know the season is over with. Tennessee no longer believes in Cam Ward, and they screwed up. I'm telling you the truth, guys. We're going to get into it, but let's start with the man that's formerly known as Calvin Ridley. And I have to say formerly because he's not himself anymore. So what happened? Is it the new play caller? Is it Cam? Is it Brian Callahan? See, I got to give Cameron Ward props because he's going through a lot of pressure. He's bringing his entire church, friends, and family. He's going to have over 1,200 people coming to his Houston game. Didn't win no games. Didn't prove he's the number 1 pick yet. And you're adding this immense amount of pressure to you already? Already 1,200 people? 1,200 people, ladies and gentlemen. And you don't know what's going on. But let's get back into Calvin Ridley. See, I'm going to bring Calvin Ridley name for a reason. He was a free bird prior to Cameron Ward being there. We know Calvin Ridley is an exceptional receiver. I'm going to call him out a little bit too, so spare me your feelings right now and have patience with me. Let me get my rocks off and cook right quick. Calvin Ridley is an exceptional receiver. You know who's an exceptional player on the team as well? Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley were great. It's not like Tennessee is completely devoid of talent, what the media is saying. Because the media is blaming Cameron Ward. They're saying, which is often the case for the team that possesses the number 1 overall pick in the draft. But that's not the case of Tennessee, where they have a lack of talent. Normally, when you get the number 1 pick, nobody is good on the team. But they have serviceable players on the Tennessee Titans. Tony Pollard had over 1,000 yards in each of the last 3 seasons, especially with Tennessee last year. Calvin Ridley had 1,017 receiving yards. And we're going to get into that because a lot of people are making it look like these guys are scrub players. These guys are no good. Look at Tony Pollard's record and stats. Look at 2024, which I circled it for you, his winning year. Compared to this year, look at the averages. Look at quarterback play matters. Quarterback plays keeps the flow of the game going. And when you have a guy that has his own system and he dances to his own tune, we're not calling Cam trash. We're just saying he doesn't have the ability to adapt to a team. He plays his way. So you have to do everything that caters to him to the point it can cripple a team. it can cripple a team. Cam is hard to understand because look at Calvin Ridley's stats as well. Look at Calvin Ridley's stats. Tell me what the situation is. Now, let's go back to Calvin Ridley and tell the truth. We know about the drop balls. I'm not going to make excuse for Calvin. We can see the drop balls, and Calvin didn't make any excuse for himself. He was honest about the struggles. He's never deterred. He's never made excuses and fake answers that you get from Cameron Ward, who's becoming the melanated Tom Brady. You know, Tom Brady gives you the typical stitch of the yush, just saying anything just to be there. No, Calvin Ridley stepped up to the plate and he admitted everything that he had to admit to what's going on with his situation.
Question, where you at through 3 weeks with your personal performance?
Oh,
level?
I'm upset. Very upset. Didn't expect this. But I'm moving on, trying my best to move on from the past weeks. But excited for the new opportunity. Thank God I have another game in front of me, but very upset about it.
You guys got mad at me when I said Calvin gives too much fake response too much. His fake response are uncomfortable because he's the one who said the offense was going to be explosive. And I told him, pipe down and calm down. You haven't even really showed me something enough to tell me you was the number one pick, even while you were performing great at Miami. I seen a top 5 pick, not number 1 pick over Shedeur. I didn't see that.
That we can be explosive. We just got to connect on the play from myself to the receiver group, but we can be explosive. Then also we're able to run the football. I think that's a plus side of our game that we can run the football if we really want to. And then Coach Callahan is going to always put the ball in my hands. He's going to do his best for the offense, and so I'm excited to continue to grow those guys.
How was you were excited? You went from being excited to blaming your coach. Oh, you guys don't think I'm telling the truth? He blamed his coach. He said, I don't think play calling has been an issue, Ward said, which he's lying again. Play calling been atrocious. He says, I think the biggest thing is that Coach Callahan just has so much to deal with and probably hard for him to give a play call. Can you believe it? He said it's hard for the coach to give a play call, right? Bro, I've never seen this level of fakeness before. He said it's hard for him to give the best. It's hard for him to give a play call. He's one of the best play callers out there. Then why did he replace himself as the play caller and gave it to Bo Hardegree? You see what these dudes do out here? Let's keep going. But he says, but he has a lot of important decisions to make for us to win games. And I just think him giving that up to Bo right now, he think it's the best for us. And I think that's the best for us as well. So whatever coach agrees with, I'm going to go with. He's basically calling his coach out while lying and making excuses for the coach so he doesn't get called a hater of the coach. Factual. And if you don't believe me, he had a lot to say about Bo Hardegree being the main play caller.
I meet with him every day.
And your relationship, interaction with him since you got here, even maybe dating back to your pro day at Miami?
Well, it's been good. He's one of the first ones who hit me up in the pre-draft process. I talked to him a lot of phone calls, a lot of installs with Bo throughout the pre-draft process. So I have a great relationship with him. I meet with him every day. He knows where my mind is and how I feel space on the field. And I just think he's going to be a good, addition for us.
He referenced another statement on Bo Hardegree again. Let's listen to part 2.
Cam, you had talked about wanting stability here with this team. The fact that it's Bo and you have worked with him so much help with that stability even with this change?
I think it will. Even before, I just think stability is what gets good, franchise clubs to the top of the NFL. A lot of the best teams in the league have stability in the building, whether it's the coaching staff, whether it's not the coaching staff, but the standpoint of it, the people who's been there for a long time, they know how it's supposed to.
He referenced the coaching staff because he's blaming the coaching staff. He really is. Now, Shedeur Sanders, I think, also called this man out, my personal opinion, because Shedeur said quarterback play is horrible everywhere I could play.
Do you agree with him on that? What were your thoughts when he said that?
Everybody perspective, so that's not nothing in my place to answer.
that's nothing I can't answer. Not answer, but I know for sure I'm not. I know if you see the quarterback play in the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
So how do you feel like you've been progressing? Do you agree with him on that? What were your thoughts when he said that?
Everybody perspective.
So you can tell me what you want to tell me, get mad at me. I only show proof of the situation, because now the new excuse that Tennessee is trying to show us is that first they told us Cam Ward wasn't injured at all. Then we see the injury reports and a new situation comes up where the ankle calf is not right, but he's limited, so he will play. And we know he's going to play. His family is coming through. He's not going to miss this. He's going to play. We know this already. So I'm not trying to come at Cam Ward. I've been honest about the situation, and we see clearly what's going on. His team is no longer with him. And the real issue, if you want me to be honest, let's not start, lying to ourselves. Let's tell the truth, man. Let's run the ball a little bit less and have more proper play callings. Can we do that? Can we show a run formation that's really a PA and it works our tight ends in the game? That's what he should be saying. Let's start first downs in the 3 wide receiver sets. Can it be something like that? But all of a sudden, Cam Ward has no injury destination, they said already. Titans quarterback Cam Ward popped up on the injury report all of a sudden with limited work. But then he returned to full participation on Thursday, that is. Full participations. Listen, Coach Brian Callahan is already breaking down dealing with Cam Ward. Placing blame on your new quarterback already is wild to me, and making a new play caller to take over heading into the 4th week tells me it's a circus act right now. First, he was going to play. Now, maybe he's not. Now, don't blame the offensive line. We knew this about them for years. The fans are calling Cam Ward Scam Ward. We're not going to allow that type of disrespect. But I'm just letting you guys furthermore know a lot of these teams really fumbled. They told us all these quarterbacks in next year's draft was better than Shedeur. Look at college football. Trash quarterback play. They told us all these guys in the NFL, including Shedor's quarterback class, by far better than him. And what we've been seeing, trash. What's the new excuse now? I've been breaking it down to a T on this video with receipt, even the prior videos about Cam. And I never even disrespected Cam because I like the guy. But the facts are the facts. You fumbled on Shedeur Sanders. With Shedeur Sanders, he's used to awful offensive lines. He didn't get to be in a Cam Ward position with 4 stars and 5 stars offensive linemen. He had to get it out the mud. I'm not saying Cam didn't come from the mud, but when he went to those Miami glorious days, that 1 year, look at the helper he had around him. Look at the help he had around him, and you maximize it to make it look like he was by far the better talent than Shedeur Sanders. He never was. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Let me know in the comment sections, how do you feel about this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? But this is always going to be deeper than football and bigger than football.
I've been broke so many times.